Carl's Travel Cruise and Sightseeing channel. Welcome to this live stream on Wednesday the 17th of December 2025. Sorry, that's just the kettle boiling, cup of tea. Just coming up to 2:30. Right, updates. So yesterday I decided to pay yet another visit to the Peak Wildlife Park. Now I know I'd said in November I was going to not go back again, but I thought, well, I want to go somewhere. I did toy with the idea of going to Dimmingsdale for a walk, but because of the time, it was like now, 2:30, there was no point because the car park apparently now closes at 4 p.m. So, and the Ramblers closes at 3 o'clock according to the website. So I thought, well, I wasn't going to go for a walk just to have to go back to the car after literally half an hour. So I decided, well, you know what, I can get in free. Let's just go Peak Wildlife Park. It shuts at 4:30. I had a couple of hours, did quite a few episodes. I did 10 episodes in total. Got some good views of the red pandas. Both the dwarf mongoose are there now as well. They had the second one come in about a few weeks ago. And they've also, for some reason, I don't know where the squirrel monkeys have gone. So if you've been to Peak Wildlife Park in the last few weeks prior to yesterday, please let me know in the comments section what's happened to the squirrel monkeys, because they're not in the usual enclosure, which is on the way up to the tapirs. I walked past and it had got black lemur on the sign. And I thought, well, why are the lemurs in there? Because the lemur enclosure is down by the wallabies, the other wallaby enclosure, right? So again, I don't know what's happened there. But if you know the answer to that, please drop me a comment in the comments section. So yeah, so I decided to go to Peak Wildlife Park just to do a mini series so as to keep the channel going, because this last 3 weeks I've been on the train. So 3 weeks ago I went to Lincoln, fantastic. I will definitely go back again, and I'm going to give an update on that in a minute as well. Second, the week after Lincoln, I went to Chester, and then last Tuesday I went to Shrewsbury and the prison and that historic church. And even though the weather wasn't great, it did pick up in the afternoon, but I had a fantastic afternoon at the prison, because up to next Wednesday, in fact into January, they are offering 25% off day entry tickets at the moment. That includes all the tours that you want to do as well. Plus you get 10% off in the cafe in the prison as well for a hot drink. Just show your prison ticket either in paper form or on your phone, and they will give you 10% off a hot drink. Whether that's tea, coffee, hot chocolate, or even mulled wine. People might want that because it being Christmas next week. But yes, Shrewsbury Prison at the moment are offering 25% off day entry tickets, I think till January the 2nd or the 4th. Check the website, it's on there. So as I say, I went to Lincoln a few weeks ago. So on Sunday just gone, the East Midlands Railway train timetable updated as well. So now you can go from Crewe directly to Lincoln Central. So whereas before you had to change at Newark Castle or Derby or Nottingham, if you get on the train at Crewe or in Stoke-on-Trent or Uttoxeter or Tutbury and Hatton, whichever station along that line, you can go directly to Lincoln Central. And when you get to Lincoln, you can basically get the train all the way back to Crewe or wherever you live along that line, okay? I think on weekends it terminates at Nottingham, the train. So if you wanted to go to Lincoln on the weekend, you'd have to just change. But in the week, Monday to Friday, I'm pretty sure it's every day, Monday to Friday, maybe even Saturday as well. Again, check the website, East Midlands Railway. It will tell you on there. Train times have altered slightly as well. So it's after the hour now, apparently, if you go from Blythe Bridge or Uttoxeter or Tutbury and Hatton over to Lincoln, whereas before it was before the hour. So there's a slight change, okay? So the trains going to Crewe are now 10 to or 5 to the hour. That's what it's got on the timetable. So again, go on East Midlands Railway website. I'm going to put the link in the description anyway, and Peak Wildlife Park, of course, and Shrewsbury Prison. I'll put all the links in so you can have a look at those. So that's the update. Now next month, and I did mention this on episode 10 of my Peak Wildlife Park series yesterday, so if you've not already watched it, go and check back on it, at CarlSmith25 to subscribe. And there is going to be a travel blog coming up in about a month's time. So next month, January. Because I've had my 9 days holiday approved from work. So I've got time off in January and I've got time off in March. I've left February free so as to give other people a chance on the cleaning team, etc. to use their holiday up as well. So next month, there is going to be a travel blog. Now, I've already been watching videos on YouTube of, wait for it, Tenerife. That's where I'm planning on going. Now, I've only been to one place on Tenerife, but that was to get a cruise, which was in March of this year. That was Santa Cruz, which is the capital. So back in March, I flew over to Tenerife from East Midlands with TUI, over to Tenerife South, which is Reina Sofia Airport, and then the coach took you up to Santa Cruz. I got the cruise ship Marella Discovery 2, and then I was on the cruise for 8 days over to Cyprus. Well, this time I've decided to go over to Tenerife and actually have a holiday on the island, because I know that between now and March, the weather over here in the UK isn't going to be fantastic. I mean, it's a bit rough today, and also you get snow and rain over here. I mean, okay, Tenerife, the Canaries have had a bit of a storm, but during January and February, the average temperature in the Canaries is between 22 and 24 degrees. So that is nice. That's the equivalent of our summer over here, okay? But then with it being situated near Africa, I'm not surprised it's going to be warmer. But yeah, so I'm planning a travel blog over to Tenerife next month, and I'm looking at the resort of Puerto de la Cruz. Now, I know a lot of people, when they go to Tenerife, they either go to Costa Adige or they go to Los Cristianos, because that's the party atmosphere. Me, I'm not into that. Now, Puerto de la Cruz is a city behind Mount Teide on the north coast. So you can fly into Reina Sofia, which is Tenerife South. There are 2 airports on the island. The other one's Los Rodeos, but a lot of UK flights don't go there. In fact, none go there, as far as I know. It's mainly for mainland Spain. But the South Airport is where holidaymakers go. That's where all the airlines go. Jet2, TUI, Ryanair, EasyJet, they all go down there. Okay, so I'm going to go over to Reina Sofia Airport and go to Puerto de la Cruz and go and visit this fantastic zoo called the Loro Park, which is basically an animal embassy. It's a massive zoo, okay? And Loro is Spanish for parrot, okay? So it's basically Parrot Park, because it used to be just a park for exotic parrots, okay? And apparently at this zoo, there are still 4,000 types of parrots at this zoo, the Loro Park. But interestingly, if you've watched my videos on Mundamar and Terra Natura in Benidorm, you will see that when you go to Mundamar, you get to watch dolphin shows, sea lion shows, parrot shows. Well, at this one in Tenerife, they do all of that, as well as other animals that are there. So they've got white tigers, they've got chimpanzees, they've got capybaras, they've got anteaters, they've got crocodiles, they've got the world's largest shark tunnel, they've got a large aquarium, and they've also got the world's largest penguin enclosure as well. So it'll be interesting to go and see all of these animals. It looks fantastic. It's in the middle of a massive woodland forest area, the trees and everything. You walk through all these trees and exotic plants. It looks absolutely beautiful. You can also get a land train from down in Puerto de la Cruz Old Town. It's a city, so you've got the modern part and the new part and the old town, etc. You've got all that. So you can get a land train, which you can get for free, and it takes you to the zoo and back again. And also do just a general tour of the town. There's lots of little places that you can go and have a look at. There's lots of viewpoints. There's even a botanical gardens I've been told about. There's also a water park as well. And a hotel I'm looking at going to is in the old town. So it's a bit of a trek to the zoo. But again, you can walk and get the train or the bus down to the zoo and just go and have a day there. It's open every day, apparently, from 9:30 to 5:30. So if anybody out there that watches this channel has been to the Loro Park or this botanical gardens in Puerto de la Cruz and Tenerife, please let me know in the comments section. Share your experience, please. I would also like to do a trip up to Mount Teide. That, again, is dependent on the weather, what it's like, and also what trips are available. But again, I'm looking at going over to Puerto de la Cruz next month in Tenerife, most likely with TUI and most likely from Manchester Airport. I've had a look on Jet2's site, and trust me, the prices are absolutely ridiculous. And it's funny how it's dearer to go from East Midlands. I don't know why that is, considering that's the closest airport to me. But anyway, Manchester is probably going to be the most likely one. And of course, the security situation at these airports has changed. Manchester, Birmingham, East Midlands, and Glasgow and the London airports, all the airports now are gradually rolling out the new security system. They've got them at Manchester, Birmingham and East Midlands, where you don't have to take your liquids out your bags or your electricals. You leave everything in your bag, walk through the body scanner, and you're through, okay? So all that's changed. Of course, the entry-exit system has come into place as well in Spain and in other parts of Europe. So again, that didn't work when I went to Benidorm last month, but I'm sure when I go to Tenerife it probably will, because they want it rolled out by April next year, April 2026. So January is literally 3 months off April, so they want it rolled out. So I'm sure it'll work in Tenerife, and the Canary Islands and the Balearics and mainland Spain, and also Croatia as well. They want it working there. So it'll be interesting to see how this works, and I will, of course, do a video on that and explain how it all works. Pretty easy, basically a fingerprint, photograph, saves your passport being stamped. That's the idea, and that'll be when you leave and enter the country you're going to. Of course, you must not exceed your 90-day allowance as well. So bear that in mind, that still applies. So that's the plan for next month. March, I will probably do another travel blog as well. Again, I don't know where. I was looking at cruises, but the prices are just absolutely ridiculous. So I'm looking at Tenerife, as I say, for next month. So any advice you can give me, please leave a comment in the comment section, and I look forward to your responses. The Peak Wildlife Park series is complete, so those episodes are on, as well as all the video clips as well. So please take a look at the channel for that. The channel, of course, has exceeded 1 million views. So for this year, I really appreciate everything that you've done on this channel, watching me, supporting my videos, commenting on the chats like on here, and also on my videos as well. I really do appreciate your support. There'll be more travel blogs to come in 2026, I'm sure. So please stay tuned. So for now, I want to wish you all a happy afternoon. And thank you for watching. @ColeSmith25 to subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video.